FT fan attending that game. Trust me, you do not want to dress up as Santa Claus. No, seriously, just trust me. Don't do it.
Minshew, he's looking, he is firing, it is complete, breaking a tackle and going in for the touchdown is Goddard!
Plus, we've got point totals, Cynthia's top outright winners, and player projections for filling the gaps in your fantasy squad. Game Day View, presented by Mercedes EQ, starts right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome into Game Day View. You're probably wondering who I am. I'm wondering the same thing. My name's Kimmy Checks, filling in for one Rachel Bonetta. You know these guys, though. Andrew Hawkins, Cynthia Freeland, Greg Rosenthal. Greg and I just met in the hallway like 2 weeks ago, and now here we are. Live on air.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice.
It's going to be fun.
Nice to meet you, Greg. I'm very honored to be called up to the big leagues with you guys. This is fun.
Don't mess it up.
No pressure at all.
This is the top of the NFL Network food chain right here.
No pressure at all. Hawk's probably tired of me because we had to watch Thursday Night Football together, and he had to watch my Kansas City Chiefs do a smackdown in overtime thanks to Travis Kelce over the Los Angeles Chargers right next door in SoFi. I was hyped. I picked the Chiefs. I was excited. I enjoyed my time with you.
I picked the Chiefs. Who'd you pick?
I picked the Chiefs.
Who'd you pick,
You're
Greg?
just bringing this up because you know I took the L. I'm taking a lot of L's this year.
Okay.
Chargers.
Just want to start the show
They had that
in the lead. All right, perfect.
We're just meeting, and I know that you take consistent L's, but hey, we're here to hopefully get you a win. Starting out with Baltimore, it's the Ravens and the Packers. And Lamar Jackson, pretty much like everyone around the NFL, sadly is going to be a game-time decision. He was a non-participant in practice today, so Green Bay, they're favored by 7. It's a go, Pack, go type of week, Hawk, maybe? No?
Yeah.
Yes?
I'm going with the Packers. I have them winning 28-17, and I'm zeroing on Devontae Adams. Now, Aaron Jones back in the lineup, A.J. Dillon, they're great, but they're going against a defense that is really good against the rush. You know what the Ravens aren't good against? The pass. And you know who is really good at passing the football? Aaron Rodgers to Devontae Adams. He's gone for 100 over the last 3 weeks in a row, and I mean, this is the best receiver in the national. Look at his route. I mean, he's doing stuff that you haven't seen receivers do. He can catch it short,
You couldn't
long.
do that? You didn't do that back in the day?
I could, but I don't have the catch radius he has.
I know you're new to the show, but Hawk played football.
I played in the NFL.
He likes to bring that up.
Yeah, that's a really big deal here.
Wow.
So, I mean, we all like to talk about it. We
you
all
did
do.
too, didn't you?
Madden. I played some Madden.
All right. So I got the Pack taking the W.
All right, go for Hawk.
Okay, so I have 27-17 in this matchup. We're going to back the Pack. I know you like my Wisconsin accent here, but I'm going to talk about the other side because Mark Andrews and this coaching staff, they went under a lot of fire last week for maybe making some fourth down decisions, but we're actually quite good. Did you hear me back there, Analytics Twitter? It was the right decision for Harbaugh to do it. Now, no matter who's playing quarterback, they're going to benefit from Mark Andrews, especially in the red area. He's a huge target. He kind of isn't talked about enough. I don't know. Not given enough love, at least. So we're going to give him just a little bit of love here.
Love it.
And he's going to be needed because I have a 10-point, game script, so passes to him later.
Love it when Cynthia takes on Analytics Twitter. That's like analytics on analytics crime right there.
Listen, and you know who else was right? Brandon Staley last night.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
Really?
Was he? We literally said, I wish Cynthia was here because all these fourth down non-conversions.
Next time you can call me.
Okay. I got your number. I will.
I'm taking the Packers, too. I've been on a journey this week with this game. I thought when Lamar Jackson looked like he has a better chance to play that maybe they stand up, they win this game outright, but it's probably going to be Tyler Huntley. Lamar Jackson missed practice all week. So I'm going Packers because I thought about this pass rush throughout the week. This group, even when they're not fully healthy, I know Kenny Clark's not right now. Zadarius Smith hasn't been back. They get after it. Their pressure rate over the last month is better than any team in the NFL. And you look at that going up against Tyler Huntley, Villanueva at left tackle, Macari's injured at right tackle. I just think it's such a tough spot for Tyler Huntley, who's played pretty well as a backup, and that's why I have them putting up 20 points, but not enough to cover 7. I think Green Bay wins enough.
Ooh. I'm going to make it a clean sweep. I can't even talk. Clean sweep. And go with the Packers. The score on this one, a little spicy, 33-10. Greg said Tyler Huntley, he was good, nice guy, but maybe not good enough to beat the Packers. I'm just here for a petty Aaron Rodgers tour. Like, he was petty last season, got the MVP, going to continually be petty, show us his toes. But hey, look, it's a meme alert. We could all be a meme if I did my toes like Aaron Rodgers to all you weirdos out there. But those are our picks for that game. So let's move it on into Pittsburgh for the Titans and the Steelers. Big Ben and the guys, they fell a little bit short trying to get a comeback against against the Minnesota Vikings on Thursday Night Football. Meanwhile, the Titans quite literally ended Urban Meyer's career. Or maybe it was the kicking of the kicker or the drama or the bar situation. I don't know. But this should be a fun game, right, Cynthia?
Yep. Yes, I think this is going to be a close game. I have the Titans in this one, 23-22. Interestingly enough, I don't think we've talked about this because, like, everyone's maybe out this week, but one guy who's in, Zach Cunningham, who they stole. Literally, like, this is such a good pickup from them, from the Texans. Yeah. I don't know why the Texans let him go. This guy is a tackling machine. He's going to make a big difference. He's going to make life really hard for Najee Harris, who's pretty much the most reliable aspect of that Steelers offense. So welcome to, Zach Cunningham tackles. There we go, on a great defense. It's a really nice matchup. And he's playing. Life is good. We have happy things. We're looking at happy things.
To me, like, the Titans defense you talk about is the reason why I'm taking them in this game, too. I don't feel good about this win. Like, this is the game that was the hardest to pick, but 19-16, I feel good to be a low score, and I feel good Ryan Tannehill will make it through the game. No matter how many times you hit Ryan Tannehill, he keeps getting up. This guy has been playing behind the worst offensive line, and he's been better than his numbers. Ultimately, I trust him more than Pittsburgh in a low-scoring game. Like I said, I trust the score to be down. That's a little tease for our Write This Down segment a little later. Not going to be a high-scoring game, but Tennessee, they're better than the sum of their parts.
You need to think of another thing to write down, though, because you've just already told everyone you're right.
Well, people can write it twice. Just, like, circle it.
Yeah, make sure it's that important. I have a similar score. Different winner. I got the Steelers winning this game, 19-17. You talked about Tannehill getting up. Well, the Steelers quarterback gets up a lot because he doesn't have a choice, because he also gets hits a lot and he can't get out of the way. And that's what I'm talking about. Him getting rid of the football as fast as he can. This O-line has had trouble protecting him. He got sacked 5 times in Week 14. But down the stretch, if you watch that game, it started off really bad for Ben. But he actually played really good down the stretch and was getting the ball out of his hands and gave his team a chance to actually take that into extra innings and maybe even win the football game. So I expect him to play better than he did early last week, and this whole team to kind of respond. And the Titans, they're kind of skidding the opposite direction. So
did you like the Chase Claypool? Where'd you come down on that? Like
on the celebration?
Yeah. Wasting the clock.
Yeah, I was not a good idea. I was team dumb. That was what that move was.
I was just curious.
Seeing where I landed? Like,
yes.
Oh, yeah, you got to celebrate any opportunity you get.
I'm sorry, Hawk, to tell you that you're going to be the lone Hawk, because I, too, am going to rock with the Tennessee Titans. Oh, caca, I like that. 17-14 is my score. I know that they've been very battle-tested this season. It was a huge miss to miss Derrick Henry out of the lineup, but guess what? I like fantasy football. You know who I like in this matchup? Deontay Foreman, low sleeper action ahead of the fantasy playoffs. All right, those are our picks for Steelers and the Titans. How does everyone like Tuesday football? That sounds really fun, right? Weirder things have happened, but no, there's going to be Tuesday football. It's Washington, Philly. They moved it to next week. The Eagles currently favored by 7.5, Greg. Do we feel confident?
I feel so confident in the Eagles this week. I don't really have great memories of Tuesday football last year, like 2020, maybe not the best time. But I do enjoy watching this Eagles pass rush. They are getting after it up front all season long. Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox playing better lately. Josh Sweat, Derek Barnett. And when you watch Washington, I know there's so much concern about their COVID situation and who's going to play, and we will find out as the week goes on. But their injury situation is a major problem. Their offensive line is banged up, and those guys are not coming back. Taylor Heineke been under too much pressure, and I do not trust any Washington quarterback under a lot of pressure.
I'm with you, Greg. I'm going with the Eagles as well. I have them winning 27-26, so a close matchup. I'm expecting Jalen Hurts to play in this game, and I also want to see what he does in the run game. They had Miles Sanders going a week ago. He rushed for 120 yards. Their run game in general has gotten better, and that helps Jalen Hurts. And for people that watch him and say, oh, he's not a pocket pass, that's not his game. He is a mix of the two, and his running ability is what gets him going with his arm strength and down the field. So that's my biggest question. Coming off of that injury, is he going to be able to get that going, especially against this Washington football team who is good against the run?
Okay, so my score is 26-17 for this matchup in favor of the Eagles. Interestingly enough, so in our meeting today, I was like, I'm going to say something positive. So I made a gingerbread house last week on Game Day morning. I spent way too much time on it. I overdid my homework. Like, there's a stadium. Santa's coming out of the tunnel. Those cookies have a cheesesteak and Swoop, who's their mascot. My whole point here, they're going to go to the playoffs. And this is going to be
Wait, Washington's going?
No.
Oh, no, the Eagles.
This is an Eagles gingerbread.
Well, I see why. Okay.
Those are their opponents that they have left. They're going to knock down their future. Come on.
Cynthia in school is
Come on.
who gets, like, asks for a 3-page paper and she comes with, like, 10.
That's right. I'm bringing it. Why not? Why wouldn't I? I've run, like, 7 million simulations this week. Why not just add that to the list, too? Let's go.
I feel quite awkward. I have no gingerbread house to offer up. I have nothing, but I do say that the Eagles will win 17-13. The reason that score's so low on the Washington FT side is because of all those injuries, because of all the guys being placed on the COVID reserve list. There will be more and more updates as this weekend continues. We just want to make sure y'all are equipped to get some wins here. Now it's time for a quick break. Coming up, we're picking Bengals, Broncos, and the Seahawks Rams game debut presented by Mercedes EQ is back right after this.
Do you know all the runners run the race, but only one gets a prize? What would you do? What would you sacrifice to get the win?
Big hole, there he goes. Jonathan Taylor jumps over the pile. He's in there. Touchdown.
Every time I look up, JT's in the end zone.
There's 5 of them. Jonathan Taylor.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Fires down the middle for Ford. Reaches up, extends, lands in the end zone.
Boom. Going deep downfield on a home run. Touchdown. I-N-D-Y.
Intercepted by J.C. Jackson. Goodbye.
Picked off Darius Leonard, the maniac.
And the Patriots hold on to the top spot in the AFC.
Is there anybody in the AFC that's playing better football than the New England Patriots right now?
The Patriots and the Colts, Saturday night, right here on the NFL Network. However, this time it's no Brady and no Manning, but hey, at least Josh McDaniels will be there for a nice, warm welcome. Indy, they're home favorites by 2.5. Hawk, who you got?
I got the Colts winning this one. I got them winning 27-22.
Okay.
I actually expect Carson Wentz to have a really big game, and this kind of be his coming out party. But we knew he would have a good year this year. And the reason is because the best thing you could do for a quarterback is you give him a good O-line, you give him a good defense, and a running back. That running back being Jonathan Taylor. This guy is a home run hitter. He's big. He's 4.3 speed, leading the league in rushing and touchdowns. I mean, he's truly a game breaker and really the centerpiece of this offense, and I expect them to be able to run the ball really well against the Patriots like the Bills, for whatever reason, did not do.
Yeah, when I look at this one, I love that you have 22 because I have 25-22. We love a good 22 score. Everybody loves a good 22 score. I'm looking at the other side, though. I think it stays relatively close because of Mac Jones and how well he's been playing. Now, this Matt Eberflus defense is going to be full of tricks, and it is a nice pressure front. It's going to be a lot of confusing things for him to look at. So this is a good game for him to grow on, which is why my 3-point win for the Colts, I feel more confident in that one, along with Jonathan Taylor, of course. But I do think Mac Jones, with the play action, they've done a really good job. And maybe Josh McDaniels will be distracted, you know?
Yeah.
Tanton, that was a good one, by the way.
That was a good joke, yeah.
Wow, you were so, positive. It almost felt like you wanted to pick the Patriots there.
No, you'd have to be an idiot.
Change it. No, don't change it, because I want to catch up a game, because I got the Patriots this week. You're talking about, Eberflus will cook up Mac Jones. How about Bill Belichick cooking up Carson Wentz? Which team is more likely to make the big mistake? I think it's the Colts because of J.C. Jackson.
He's good.
Ball hawk.
He's really good.
Man, he benefits from playing with Belichick because the coverages often confuse quarterbacks, but he could play receiver. Everyone says, quarterbacks are just receivers that don't catch it. He has great ball skills. He is on track to be one of the interception leaders of all time if he keeps it up right now. And I think Carson Wentz and their turnover differential, which has been so key for them this year, goes the wrong way, and the Patriots get this victory.
He does give you a Sante Samuel vibe.
Oh, yeah.
With Belichick,
absolutely.
Just flipping the field all the time.
And he's going to get paid, too, J.C. Jackson.
Greg, my new bestie, who I just met, I'm agreeing with you. I'm going to pick the Patriots on this one, though I hate it for the AFC since I am a Chiefs fan, but I don't care about that. My score is 21-10. That score is so low because, Hawk, I know you said Jonathan Taylor is incredible.
He is.
I love Jonathan Taylor. I need Jonathan Taylor to score me fantasy points so I can win a championship. No, he won't. You went to high school. You know there's cheerleaders, right?
Yes, I did. Right.
You know they have pyramids.
Yep.
That is literally going to be the Patriots defense stacking the box against Jonathan Taylor. Belichick, I call him Bellatrix. He's going to trick the Colts. It'll be a nice little dub, 21-10.
I love the disrespectful score, 21-10. That's beautiful.
Also on the NFL Network, now a Monday game between the Raiders and the Browns. That was a little awkward. I'm awkward. Things happen. That game being moved to Monday thanks to COVID. We've never heard of her before. That game will be before Monday Night Football. So, Cynthia, who you got in this one?
Okay, so this one keeps flip-flopping back and forth, back and forth. Right now, I have 22-21 based on the projected players that I believe that the Browns will be getting back. That is way up for grabs. This game will be, just enjoy watching it, everybody. Just get home, make a snack, just enjoy it. It's going to be wonderful to watch. Why? One of the things I do think will show up is going to be the Raiders' pass rush. It's been the strength of their season, their strength of their team. All season long, Next Gen Stats shows they've been leading in terms of pressure rate. It's going to be a game-changing situation for them. I just think the Browns, they need this win for the playoffs. So it's just enjoy this.
I think the Browns
don't be an idiot. Just
are a better team. There's no question. But I'm taking the Raiders because I think the losses for Cleveland throughout the week, it's not just one position. It's multiple position groups. And as Cynthia mentioned, and coaches. As Cynthia mentioned, the Raiders have a pass rush. I don't think they're great right now, but Derek Carr is playing about as well as he could despite the surroundings, and I don't think the Browns' pass rush is going to all be there.
This is a tough one. I'm going with the Browns, 20-13. I do expect us to get a lot of those plays, and I say us because I used to play in the NFL for the Browns, Greg. I do expect us to get a lot of those players back. And you talked about a lot of people being out. The most important one is in the lineup. His name is Nick Chubb. He's the best offensive player we've gotten. And the Raiders' defense is not great against the run. And, there's not a lot of weapons out there. If we don't get Jarvis back, if we don't get Baker back, I think we will.
Yep.
I mean, you were getting a paycheck in the preseason from him, right? You were doing the games. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I would not be sitting on this set without the Cleveland Browns, and I'm not ashamed to say that. Nick Chubb, best running back in this conference? AFC? Jonathan
NFL,
Taylor, I'm sorry.
NFL.
At least, at the very least, conference. So I think he has a big game.
Okay, I'm going to pick the Raiders and go with Greg. This is BFF action all game long on this one. My score, it's 17-14. For all those reasons, all those guys injured are out on the COVID-19 list for the Browns. I know we have a little bit more time to figure out what that situation will be for Monday afternoon football, but I'm not liking it. It's a bounce-back game for the Raiders after getting their butt embarrassed by the KC Chiefs. There's so much more to come here on Game Day View. More game picks, including that Monday nighter in the NFC North between the Vikings and the Bears. Stick around, guys. We'll be right back.
drops back to throw, spins away from a tackler, running down to the 10, the 5.
Oh, baby, he's in.
Yeah. Burrow is in. A great spin move at the line of scrimmage to get it started, and he swerved into the end zone to score. Burrow catches a shotgun snap. He's going to float it for the end zone, and T. Higgins, he goes up. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Joe Burrow is making big play after big play.
How's this for a fun little playoff matchup? It's the AFC's 9 seed in Denver taking on the AFC's 10 seed. The Broncos are favored by 2.5. Greg, though I know we are new friends, my actual college best friend, Noah Fant, plays for the Broncos. You going to take them over the Bengals?
I am, because he's got my man Teddy Bridgewater throwing it to him. I have the Broncos winning by a field goal this week. Teddy and this offense have been more efficient than people think. Like, if you look at the advanced analytics, like expected points added, completion percentage over expected. Teddy Bridgewater is sneaky, a top 5 quarterback. I don't actually think he's there, but just in terms of the numbers, they've been efficient. And this Bengals team, 2-4 in their last 6.
Okay.
Broncos 4-2 in their last 6. And most importantly, we've done this show enough. I just know Cynthia's model is picking the Bengals. I know Hawk played for the Bengals, and I want to try to catch up a game, and this is a coin flip, so I'm taking the Broncos.
Yay!
We'll see if I'm right.
I love it. I love it. This is a coin flip. I agree. I have the Bengals winning. You're right. I got them winning 24-18 because I do go with my heart when all things are equal. And the thing that they need to stop is this running game. They are an efficient offense. Melvin Gordon rushed for 111 yards last week. Him and Javonte Williams are actually a really good duo here. And if they don't get going, it's hard for Teddy Two Gloves to get going. But if they do, the play action pass starts to get going, and Teddy's he's a veteran. He plays like a veteran who understands the offense and can execute it really well. So that's the key for the defense for Bengals that they need to stop.
Well, you're totally right. The model does pick the Bengals. But
I know the model by now, 15 weeks in.
23-22 is the score. Very close one here. Joe Burrow is the difference maker in the model. Why? Because we've seen him kind of orchestrate comebacks in really interesting situations, or near comebacks, at least if we're looking at this San Francisco footage.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was ridiculous. And also, when you look to see with play action, it's an area where, look, the Broncos defense is very, very strong there, and I think Joe Burrow's going to have to figure that one out. But I think maybe the other tight end, CJ Uzomah, might be back in the mix there. That's kind of my good fantasy play right there.
I was going to say a little sleeper for some fantasy action from Cynthia with a little CJ Uzomah. I do like CJ Uzomah. I just like saying his name. I also do like the Bengals. Sorry, you're all alone on picking the Broncos. I have the Bengals 24-14. You mentioned how great Joe Burrow has been. We know how good Jamar Chase has been. Then he kind of slowed down because he was drawing all that defensive coverage. And then T. Higgins came back into our life. They have the pieces to figure out. They're in a must-win situation. They want to make those playoffs. I believe in Joe Burrow, the mayor of the Bayou, back when he was at LSU.
What's it called when you?
I mean, it's apparently nothing. Everyone else is a little cute sound effect or something, but when I'm by myself, it's just like, Greg picked it.
Womp, womp, womp on Greg. Maybe you won't be solo in this next one. We have more Tuesday Night Football. Yay! This time it's right here in LA, right next door at SoFi Stadium as the Rams host the Seattle Seahawks. This one has bounced around thanks again to that girl named COVID. Right now, the Rams are favored by 5.5. Hawk, tell me your pick.
I'm going with the Rams here, 28-20. I love Tuesday Night Football. Me and Cynthia were talking about it. I played in the MAC, so I'm very used to playing games on a Tuesday night. I have the Rams winning. I'm looking at Matt Stafford. I really just want to give him his flowers because he's played really well the last 2 games. Over 280 yards, 6 touchdowns, only 1 interception in that time. And when you watch that game against the Cardinals, that's what we were zeroing in on, him and Kyler Murray. And he was delivering incredible passes, deep, short. You even seen him celebrating after something. He was really feeling himself. So if they can keep that Matt Stafford going down the stretch, then I start to, really get serious about the Rams' chances of ending up in the Super Bowl.
Well, you talk about who does he throw to? His number 1 target, Cooper Kupp. Yeah, so when I look to see Cooper Kupp, he informs this one, 23-21 is my final score. I usually never give projections that are higher than 100 receiving yards, and his is sitting at 106 right now. Ooh. So that is a ridiculously high number. We don't know what is going to be expected of him, but if it's anything under 100, you're going to want to make sure you go above and beyond that.
Yeah, we have to find out who's playing in this game.
Sorry, my score changes. 24-20. That's the most accurate one.
You got it right. The best players on the Rams, for the most part, are all expected to play. So that includes Stafford, that includes Cooper Kupp, and that includes Aaron Donald, who everyone's sort of forgotten in terms of the defensive player of the year race.
No way. Who forgot him?
I mean, they haven't been talking about him as a possible defensive player of the year. The last 2 weeks, he has absolutely taken over. That game against the Cardinals was outrageous. He
has a family.
Has treated the Seahawks like his little children over the last 4 or 5 years. Sean McVay has walked the floor with Pete Carroll in this matchup, and I got to take the Rams to cover in this game because all on Monday night, my daughter Ellis, who's a big-time Rams fan, said, you should have picked him. It's like, you would have been smarter than all your game day view hosts. You could have been flying solo, got it right. It's like, that hurts. When it's coming from inside your own house, that hurts.
I really like that she did that, though. It makes me like her even more.
Gotta take her this.
Dude, she's a savage. Tell her to come hang out with me. I'm sure think too. God, love your daughter. I'm also going to pick the Rams, so I'm sure we get a meme alert on this one. Whatever. I don't care. It's 20-17. A little sleeper action for this game. Looking at the pass catchers for the Rams, I've loved Van Jefferson all season long. I know with the addition of Odell Beckham Jr., people were a little bit worried, but he's had 3 consecutive weeks getting in the end zone. Just all the reason why to continue on the Rams hype.
My favorite part of the game last week was when he scored a touchdown. They showed his dad, who was coaching the other team.
Pissed off on the sideline. And then after the game, he gave his dad the game ball.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want this. All
right. Weird things happen in the NFL, like some more Monday night games. This one's hosted in Chicago. The Bears playing host to their division rivals, the Minnesota Vikings. Now, interestingly so, Matt Nagy, who's not great this season, is 5-1 in his career versus Minnesota. So, Cynthia, can Matt Nagy get it done and go 6-1?
Oh, I like Matt Nagy, but I don't have him going 6-1. I have 25-21 for the Vikings. Didn't know we were taking shots at Matt Nagy. Anyways. But in this game, I want to talk about Justin Jefferson because you talk about who are some of the best receivers in the league, and you talk about those route running capabilities for Devontae Adams. You talk about all the separation. You talk about Cooper Kupp. You have to put Justin Jefferson in that conversation. Absolutely. He's right up there with the elite guys, and in just his second season, super impressive. And the Bears defense is banged up, even if they're, if there's no COVID concerns coming from anywhere, they're banged up already. So
their secondary after Jalen Johnson is rough, and they get Justin Jefferson open. They also get their pass rushers open, which is a weird way to put it, but it's like Mike Zimmer when he looks at the opposing offensive line protection, like knows how to get after, especially when he's playing a rookie quarterback with all those double A gap blitzes and everything they have going on. Zimmer cooks up offensive line protections. And if you watch the last couple Bears games, Justin Fields is doing a great job running quickly, and I think that's the way he can stay close. Every Vikings game is close, but ultimately I think if pass rushers are coming in free play after play, he's going to buckle eventually, and the Vikings get a win. It's fun because every Vikings game is fun. The sneaky fun team of the year.
Yeah, I got the Vikings winning too. I got them winning 33-20. You talked about Nagy, you talked about Zimmer, and that's what I want to talk about. I think both of these coaches are coaching for their coaching lives this week. They are both sitting firmly on very, very hot seats, and I love Zimmer. Zim's my guy. But I think the loser of this game seat is going to get so hot that they might not be on it anymore much longer. So I just put it that way.
All right, meme alert, part 3 of the show. I, too, am also taking the Vikings 28-20 on this one. I love how you're just roasting the coaches of like, one of y'all is going to be a loser.
Players. I roast myself.
And y'all may get fired, both of you.
Oh, well, that wasn't.
My only fear of taking the Vikings in this one is that they seem to blow every single lead in the fourth quarter. They did it against the Steelers, which is great. That's my only concern. That'd be like the most
everyone
Viking
believes
thing
in
ever.
them is the moment they lose, like when they played the Detroit Lions.
So this is probably the moment where we all will be memed for this pick. It's time for a break, but coming up next on Game Day View, we've got a little something to spice up the Sunday slate. The perfect pair is up right after this timeout. time for quick picks. Hawk, I want to start with you. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are hosting the NFC South rival, the New Orleans Saints. We've all got Tampa winning this one, but you say it'll be more than 11.5. Why is that?
Mad Tom Brady. Revenge Tom Brady. They made him look bad the first time around, and he does not take too kindly to people who make him look bad. So I think this is a game he's going to use as a statement game, and we're probably going to see him play very, very well.
It's kind of the one mountain he has left to climb. Like, Tom Brady has accomplished everything except for beating the New Orleans Saints in the regular season. 0-3. Ooh. Got his number.
This probably could be the thing where they lock up that solitary bye. It'd be kind of between them and the Packers right now, because the Cardinals went all the way down to third with their tiebreakers. So I think that Tom Brady wants that week off.
Yeah, who doesn't want a week off?
I know.
I, too, obviously, like the Buccaneers in this one. I do want to give a little bit of love to the New Orleans Saints, though. Just their two offensive weapons. That's all they got. Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara.
That's it.
Hey, that's it. So you guys, mallet finger and all, Taysom, you better get going on the ground, all liking the Buccaneers. However, Jets-Dolphins, this is a matchup. Hey-o, we're all saying more than a 9.5-point victory for Miami. So, Cynthia, Greg, give me all your thoughts on this matchup.
I had to go Miami winning by a lot because I've watched too much Zach Wilson. Like, do you remember when they played just a few weeks ago? They started Joe Flacco just to prevent Zach Wilson from playing the Dolphins. But they can't do it this time. And Zach Wilson just, right now, does not look like he should be playing professional football. In the starting lineup. I'm just saying he should not be playing. He's not giving his team a chance.
Did you guys see the clips from his pressers this week? He was like, you know what, I just need to play more loose football. I was like, oh, do you? That's something. Cynthia?
I'm going to say Michael Carter's back, so those short passes to his running back are potentially there and available to him. We saw a lot of success with that, and Michael Carter's done a really nice job of yards after the contact, yards after the catch. So, Michael Carter.
Cynthia finds a positive in everything. This is why she is my friend. She's always good on this one. All right, finally, we all have some time to tell us how we made our picks for this game. The Texans, the Jags, no headlines whatsoever been made this week. Hawk, starting with you.
No headlines, actually a lot of headlines. Whenever a coach gets fired that the players aren't fond of, they typically play better. And for that reason, I'm picking the Jaguars.
Do it the way that you did it in our meeting.
No.
Do it the way. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Yeah, you've been right about this stuff.
So good.
Years.
Darrell Bevel did it last year. Coached up the Lions. He got his only win the week after the coach got fired.
There's not a lot of things I'm an expert at, Greg. It's coaching getting fired for terrible teams and what players think about it. That's kind of my area.
Okay, look, in this one, at the beginning of the week, I actually had the Texans winning this game until we lost the coach there. I'm not even going to say his name. And then it swung. Why? Because
It swung a touchdown?
Touchdown. Because Darrell Bevel will use his assets, meaning James Robinson will likely be a big factor in this game, which means you can run on the Texans. You can pass on the Texans. This could be a potential situation where Trevor Lawrence doesn't throw 4 interceptions.
How about that?
I'm all by myself. I'm so excited to have the Texans in this game. When you can take a team to lose in terms of the Jaguars that has scored 2 touchdowns that weren't in garbage time in the last 7 weeks, this is the worst offense I've ever seen. I don't care who's coaching.
This game helps my Lions, so I'm glad. Congratulations. Please, Jaguars win, because then I'll keep the Lions in the first pick of the draft. We're good.
God, this show is fun. These people are crazy. It's time now for a Perfect Pair, ignited by Smirnoff Vodka number 21. Now, guys, there are a few games this weekend that appear just straight up lopsided, according to our friends in the desert. So we're adding a little bit of spice to each of them. Hawk, show me how it's done. I've never done this before, so you're the example.
It's very simple. You get a little smooth voice going. You mellow out with the music a bit. You talk about the Cardinals beating the Lions 31-10. And my perfect pair with that is Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray can pass it. He can pass it real long. I'm talking over 262 yards long against Cynthia's Lions, who, as she's pointed out many a times in this show, are not very good.
Meow. Not roar.
Wow. Okay.
You took it too far there.
Let me go ahead and lower this voice here as I rock out to the nice smooth jazz.
There you go.
I got the Cowboys defeating the New York Giants 28-9. You know what I like in this one? I like Dak Prescott having more than 1.5 passing touchdowns. Woo. I think he could have up to 3. Am I crazy?
No,
I don't know.
no.
Well, my therapist
Just crazy
could say,
enough.
Oh, Greg, my therapist could say otherwise. He's not been able to have more than 3 passing touchdowns since week 6. I got to move on because I'm about to break Cynthia. Please, perfect pair.
Well, my perfect pair, starts with the Bills defeating the Panthers. And then, I had 28-17 in that one, so a nice big win. Actually, it's 29-17, so it could even be bigger than that. And you know what? The quarterback, Josh Allen, you know how many rushing yards he's going to have?
How many?
I don't know exactly, but it's going to be more than 31.5. Wow. I actually think a rushing touchdowns in his future. He's a bad man when it comes to that. And, you know, got to keep my voice high. I don't want to be compared to Elizabeth Holmes.
My perfect pair.
Give it to us.
I'm just taking over. It starts in San Francisco.
Ooh, it always does.
Places a lot of great loving goes on in San Francisco. And I'm taking this 49ers team to win this game comfortably by 11. But it's holiday season. And that means Santa's coming in that chimney with a big old sack of toys. And you know what Nick Bosa's getting?
What's he got for him?
A big old sack.
Ooh.
Over 1/2 sack. This Atlanta offensive line, they're not getting it done.
They can't stop Bosa.
They can't stop.
Not over the holiday.
A lot of loving happens in San Francisco.
Wow. Wow. I'm just gonna let the music play out on this one.
Just vibe with it, Kimmy. You just gotta let it ride.
Let's just vibe on this one. Gonna vibe out as I say. That was Perfect Pair, ignited by Smirnoff Vodka 21. You want to try something? Why don't you go ahead and try Smirnoff's 4th Down Driver. It's a screwdriver for delicious and classic cocktail while home dating. As always, please drink responsibly. And scene on that one. Coming up, I've been told foam fingers are in order. That's the main reason I wanted to show up and be here today. After the break, we're talking point totals for Week 15. Stick with us, y'all. We'll be right back. Here's this week's offer from our friends over at FanDuel Sportsbook. Place a $20 or more same-game parlay wager on a Week 15 NFL game and get bonus insight credit based on how much you bet. Win or lose, that's this weekend only at FanDuel Sportsbook.
First and goal. Can he get in for the 4th time? He does! Austin Eckler with a touchdown.
Garoppolo, here they come. It's a safety, and that ties the game.
Pressure coming. Cousins, Deck throws it up for Jefferson. He's got it, and he is in. Harris, nobody can stop him for the touchdown. Keeps it again. A block from Zach Ertz, and Murray's going to walk in.
It's time for Predict the Points, presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. I've got some point totals, and we, via Foam Finger, will tell you guys whether these games will go higher or lower than those totals. The very first one, it's the Packers at the Ravens. 43.5. I'm going to say less.
Why are you going less?
Oh, you're the only one.
You're alone.
Cool. You
I'm
just got
sorry.
here and you're going less?
I'm sorry. I didn't know Lamar Jackson was playing. I'm
okay.
sorry. I didn't know Lamar Jackson was playing. I think it could be a high-scoring game on the Packers side of the ball. Not so much for the Ravens. So I'm going lower on this one. Is that crazy?
I just think angry Aaron Rodgers just won't let that happen.
And sneaky, story from that Ravens game last week. Their passing game looked pretty good with Tyler Huntley. Like, Rashad Bateman goes over 100. Andrews goes over 100. Like, they moved the ball. They got some points on Cleveland.
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley.
They were down, but still. And I think it could happen this game, too. I like more points.
Okay, well, when I'm right, I will tweet you guys and let you know. This one, it's the Titans at the Steelers. Over under 42.5. What's our... Oh, Cynthia, Lone Ranger?
Yes. I think that's like a prime number. Wasn't that what we called it?
Yep, that's prime.
I tried to remember it, but I couldn't. But look, when I look to this game and I see what's happening, that guy's back. His name's Julio Jones. Remember him?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, he's good, right?
Yeah, I remember him from that 33 yards he had last week.
Oh,
Gregory.
Wow.
Okay.
Really, Greg?
Yeah. Okay, so when I look at this game and I think, okay, the opportunity to pass on the Titans defense does exist, and the opportunity here for the Titans then to pass more, that also exists. So both of these defenses are exploitable.
Okay, the next one, it's a Washington FT at the Eagles, over under 43.5. It's a doozy because of all those COVID concerns. Les, Greg and Hawk, you guys are more. You're changing? Okay, so now you're the lone Hawk. Why is that?
You can't just change mid.
All right, I'm going up again.
Okay, so the guys versus the gals.
Yeah, I mean, I think
your case.
I think these quarterbacks are sneaky good, and I think they're going to have a sneaky good game in this one. Heineke, Greg loves his story. We talks about it every single week. We love Hurts as well. We both love Hurts. I think Hurts gets back and he gives them a spark.
People don't think of the Eagles as an offensive team because they run the ball so much, but they score a ton of points. They're one of the highest scoring teams in the league, and I think their defense could score some points in this game.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, hey, moving on to the Bengals at the Broncos.
What do I have?
Over 44. What? Cynthia, again.
Usually I'm like the Miss Les over here.
Yeah, you're going up.
I think this is we talked about how both quarterbacks are good. You told me Teddy Bridgewater was awesome.
He said he was talking
I told you.
He did, yeah.
I told
Both
you.
these defenses give up kind of like long, slow drives.
Long, slow drive. That's the last segment, Greg, not this segment. This is the more segment where you put your little arrow pointing up because there's going to be more points than that. 44 is low, my friend.
Cold weather, winter, Denver.
Yeah.
Higher. All very valid points. What about some Monday night football action? The Seahawks out there. Actually, no, this is a Tuesday game.
Tuesday night.
See, I get so crazy. Miss COVID got me all messed up. Seahawks at the Rams next door at SoFi, 45.5. Les, Cynthia and I again in agreement.
Yeah. Why do you think less?
Because I think the Rams honestly feel like great, and they got that huge win over the Cardinals, but I think the Seahawks defense maybe steps it up for once this season. I think it'll be a great game. I just don't think it will.
I also think that the Seahawks having a good game against the Texans does not an offense make, right? And they're potentially missing at least one major piece of their offense with Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, okay, that's true. All valid points. Look at us. We're all making points around here. Last one, it's the Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 45.5.
Oh, we're all going more. We know revenge Tom Brady.
No, Greg and I are less.
Oh, wait, why are you guys less?
I don't think the Saints will score.
The Saints are missing Teron Armstead, Pro Bowl tackle, Ryan Ramczyk, Pro Bowl tackle, and any skill position player other than Kamara that you've ever heard of. Their over-under for me is like 13 points as a team.
Okay, all I'm saying is 13, great. Then Tom Brady, you only need to get like 25 more points, something like that, 20, whatever. I can't even read what the number is, but yeah.
God, you guys are like a fun, dysfunctional family that just like bickers back and forth. It's been so fun to be here. When it comes to betting, it plays to have a solid game plan. To learn more about responsible betting, why don't you go to responsibleplay.org. Next on, I'm supposed to throw it. Okay, next on Game Day View, we're closing things out with some of our favorite things of the week. Write this down. It's right after the break.
I already told yours, Greg.
We threw it early, too.
Welcome back to Game Day View. It's time for Drive to Excellence, presented by Mercedes EQ. Let's recap some of our biggest picks. Cynthia, I want to start with you. We're going to take it to Baltimore, where we're all taking the Packers, regardless of who plays quarterback for the Ravens. Packers by 5 as of this moment, Cynthia.
Yeah, well, I have Packers by 10 here. So we're backing the Piak and Aaron Rodgers on this one, making sure that, look, it's not just Lamar Jackson that informs us. There was a ton of injuries last game. Like 5 out of or 6 of their best players just overall weren't available at the end of that last game. Who knows who's going to be playing there?
Calais Campbell's out.
Exactly. Calais Campbell's a literal big difference maker. So that's really what's driving this one.
All right, Greg, 2Gs, coming to you in Denver. You're the only one taking the home team. Why do you like the Broncos?
2 third-year coaches, Vic Fangio and Zach Taylor. And this is a late-season matchup where I trust Fangio to cook up some schemes that really slow down Joe Burrow in this Bengals offense. Broncos defense really has been coming around lately.
And you're standing for Teddy, 2 gloves. Finally, Hawk, the 3 of us are taking the Titans over the Steelers, but you're flying solo with Pittsburgh.
I just think this is one of those games that Pittsburgh, kind of keeps in this playoff race and keeps people talking about him. Ben Roethlisberger has to get the ball out of his hands quick because he cannot evade a sack, and the O-line has to do their best and with their play calling to make sure they're helping him out, right? Give a little play action, misdirection for Big Ben. He's giving them everything they got, which you got to respect.
I feel like every time you pick the Steelers, you just neg Ben Roethlisberger along the way.
Yeah, I do. It's all right. It happens to the best of us.
I feel bad for him. Like, I think we've all noticed a trend where it's like, if anything's wrong with him, he'll tell the world. He's like, hey, I tripped on a Lego. I'm hurt this week. It's like, Ben, come on, dude. You're fine. Finally today, we're going to leave you guys with something you really like about Week 15. Not you, us. We really like that you guys should go ahead and write down, type it out, tweet it out, do all of the things. I'm going to go first. James Robinson will have over 99.5 scrimmage yards. I think he's going to get over the century mark of scrimmage yards. Want to know why?
Why?
That guy who kept him on the sidelines isn't there anymore.
Very true.
He's now on the sidelines watching from home when he runs all up and down during that game. Trevor Lawrence literally was like, he is one of our best playmakers. Like, he deserves to be on the football field.
Yeah.
So, Urban, this is all you, all revenge. Plus, Hawk said that guys like to get revenge once a coach they don't like leaves. So
they like to win.
That's mine. Write it down.
They're happy.
James Robinson, go get it done.
I'm going with Ramondre Stevenson of the Patriots. He's going to get a rush TD. Damian Harris is out, and the Patriots aren't going to stop running the ball. They're going to get down there and they're going to give it to him. He's going to get a TD. Write that down.
Okay, so mine's a little spicier than this one because this hasn't happened yet this season. But you remember Julio Jones?
Yes.
He's going to have his first touchdown of the season this week against the Steelers. Very fun one here. I actually do believe this. I'm not just like, but there's good value there.
Yeah.
Too.
Sometimes I say things I don't believe.
I don't.
On television, you say things you don't believe.
No.
That's how it works. I believe in this one. If Julio scores, and of course he will because Cynthia predicted it, it's only going to be one of a very few amount of touchdowns. I'm taking the under in Titans Steelers. I think there's going to be fewer than 42.5 points. I think it'll be way below that because these two defensive fronts are both going up against really poor offensive lines. It's conservative coaches ultimately that want to keep it low scoring. So to me, it could be like 10-9 at the end of this game.
I don't hate that. I will say my record, and write this down, has not been very good this year. I'm 4-9. So
that's honesty. That's
no lying there. This was Game Day View presented by Mercedes EQ. Happy Week 15, everybody. Thanks for letting me fill in. This is fun, guys.
Kimmy, you killed it.
Bye, guys.
Great job.
Killed it.